Hi everyone, I'm DM Kane, author of The Phoenix Project and Chronicle of Chaos, and today I'm going to be reviewing The First Madam President by Kenneth J Kerr. The First Madam President was the first political thriller that I've ever read, and due to that it means that I was very unfamiliar with the genre and I was put out of my comfort zone a bit reading it. With it being the first political thriller that I've read, it means that I wasn't sure what to expect, and therefore my opinion of the book, I'm not sure whether it fits into what would normally be expected within that genre or not. But my experience of reading it was very difficult, and I found it a real slog to get through the book, due to the fact that while there were quite a lot of plot elements that I found were interesting, and I was definitely keen to know what would happen with those, I found that the book was interspersed with a huge amount of political jargon and technical detail that just went completely over my head. For example, there were at least 4 chapters of the book that were entirely about budget decisions and finance, and it was about politicians discussing exactly how much money should be based on what priority for the government. And I didn't understand a lot of it, especially being from the UK means I didn't understand a lot of the US politics anyway, and not being very politically minded myself meant that I was unfamiliar with a lot of the terminology, and it means that I actually ended up skipping huge chunks of the book. And I was waiting for those budget discussions to be part of the plot, and they never were. The plot was that there was an assassination attempt on the president, who was the first ever female president, and that some terrorists had got hold of this uranium yellow cake and were going to be building dirty bombs with it. And I kept on expecting the reason for these bombs and this terrorist attack was something to do with her budget decisions, and that was why the author put so much of this technical detail in. And actually it had nothing to do with it at all, and the plot was something completely different. So I got the impression that the author is very heavily into his politics and is a very, very intelligent man. But unfortunately I felt that this book wasn't for me, and it was just an uncomfortable experience to read it. So if you're really into political thrillers and you are particularly interested in US politics and budget decisions, then I would recommend this book. But if you're not, and you're looking for an action-packed thriller or likeable characters or intriguing plot lines, then I probably would not recommend this book. I did learn quite a lot about the US and its history and politics and things, and due to that I'm going to give this book 3 out of 5 stars, but I possibly will not be reading anything more from that author unless he branches into a different genre, just because I don't feel that it's really my preferred area. So yes, I give this book 3 out of 5 stars.